Hi, I'm Jennifer Goodman with the Austin Modern Home Tour, and I am here today with Michael Thurman from Thurman Homes. Michael, we are thrilled to have you on the 10th annual Modern Home Tour. You've consistently been a part of this tour.
We look forward to this tour. So yes, we've been consistently present. We are 5 times participant now. It's a great event. We love being a part of it, and look forward to this year's event as well.
Absolutely. Well, we're thrilled. I mean, the Baker Street project is a really big undertaking for Thurman Homes.
It is. We're pretty excited. So we are, as most small businesses like to do, continuing to grow. And so we do have, we've got our new project at the Baker Street. And this year's tour home is the first completed house out there. We think it represents what we'll be doing out there very well. A lot of cool stuff on this house, a lot of openness, and to boot, we've got a set of buyers that are pretty excited to get in there. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, no doubt. And I guess one of the things that we really appreciate about what you bring to Austin as a whole is you really go in and you create modern affordability.
Correct. And you mentioned Austin, and Austin is, considering Austin is important for us. We try to keep our product as affordable relative to its product offering as possible. When you consider we're tacking on things like solar for this project, for this subdivision, and various other energy efficient aspects, the subdivision is still going to be, product for product, one of the most affordable places to be in East Austin. And it's a standalone house. You're not living in somebody's backyard.
Yeah, which is huge.
It is. It's a very popular movement, and to a certain degree, we understand its relevance. It's just not a product set that we've gotten into yet, and it'll be a little while before we travel down that road.
Well, you brought up solar, and that you've taken that on. I mean, the Austin climate, as we know, we get a lot of sun, we get a lot of heat, and if you look at where we were 10 years ago when the Modern Home Tour started to where we are today, what's the biggest advancement, you would say?
Well, AE's done a respectable job bringing rebates to customers. The advancements in East Austin are being able to bring some of that cost savings that we're realizing as builders in the solar area to buyers. This particular subdivision, it's especially a great option for them because there's no gas out there. So when the developer developed the subdivision and we realized that, we said, hey, we really need to put solar in this equation and offer it up as both a standard and or an option. So we're pre-wiring all of the homes out there. They're ready to go. If a buyer shows up and wants that solar, it's a one-time charge that they can include on their appraisal, on their financing, and they're done. And it really, with things like we're doing foam roofs on these as well. We're foaming all of our roofs. So your insulation and your R values are very, very good. So combined with solar, it's going to be a pretty cheap house to run.
Well, let's talk about that because traditionally here, that attic-y space, if you will, it's pink and fuzzy or yellow and fuzzy, and nobody's really going down that road of playing in the rafters. So tell me a little bit about that because that's a step.
It is a step. It's a step that we made both consciously and by necessity. The lots have certain fire code ratings on them, and we had to look at how we vented our attic spaces and our roof spaces. When we did that, we opted to not vent them and go with a sealed, with a foam application. When you combine that with the fact that you then cover up that roof with a large section of solar panels, it shades that roof. The remaining roof is all foam, and it just creates a very energy efficient operation in a subdivision, unfortunately for us, that doesn't have a lot of trees. So we're trying to make up for that with its own shade from the panels, good solar equation, good insulation equation, and we're planting trees. So developer did a great job developing it. There just weren't a lot of trees in this field to begin with. So it wasn't an issue of us taking much out or him taking much out. There just wasn't a lot of choice for that. Where we've been able to keep them, we have.
In relation to siting, because you didn't have the shade, is there any other consideration that you put Texas sun? I say it over and over, but it's a big deal for you as a builder.
It is a big deal for us as a builder. They are somewhat narrow lots, so we have a east-west front and back equation.
Okay.
So the good thing is for all of our present inventory, all of the east has trees along the backside of the property line. So you're going to get shade sooner than later. And with no trees, you're getting 100% of that solar effect. So the solar array, they're able to pick up, 10 to 12 hours a day. So really have a high potential. We can't guarantee anything in this day and age, but it's a very high potential that they're going to be a net zero configuration, which is the end goal.
Wow. And I mean, net zero wasn't even a thing 10 years ago.
Was not. No. And the ability for us to, at this point, offer it at our level of building, being a small builder in East Austin, is a pretty cool thing.
It's beyond cool.
Literally, it's actually a cool thing. I mean, it keeps your house cool.
Your vision for Baker Street and how you're seeing it unfold. Is it meeting expectation, beyond expectation? What are your thoughts?
It is. Currently, it's meeting expectations. We're just getting started out there. We're pretty excited about it. We're working with a developer by the name of Ben Memphy, who's been real good to work with. We're looking at some alternate lots in that subdivision right now that may potentially produce a whole different feel. Currently, it's a slab-on-grade home.
Okay.
We are looking at the possibility of elevated houses with some really high decks off the backside. Those decks would then be overlooking a nice creek in the back. It's a drainage creek, but it's a creek. The backyard, if you will, is really going to be open to nature for the most part, and it'll have some of the feel that we've had in some of our popular homes that we've had on the tour in the past.
Looking back, 5 houses on the Modern Home Tour, would you say this is your favorite?
It's my favorite place to be right now, absolutely. It represents a place that we can mold. We're not dealing with a house on each side of us or on a house across the street from us. It's all ours. So that type of palette is pretty exciting to us. And I'm already playing with it. I mean, we're changing up the designs. The first 3 that we've laid down on the ground, the next 7 will be different. So we are having fun with that. Our goal back in 2012 when we started this with the Good Life team and the Modern Homes Tour was to bring a unique product to East Austin and keep East Austin weird. Yep. And we're trying to stick to that as best as possible.
So you're keeping it weird.
We are. We got some pretty cool stuff going on in these houses.
So if you had to put your finger on what it is that you are doing to keep it weird, what's your mark on Baker Street?
We're not color shy. So you're going to get some bright colors out there. We're not material shy. So you're going to get whether it's metal, stone, hardy, wood, glass garage doors, all of your exteriors are going to have a different feel to them. There'll be some similarities because we are creating a neighborhood, but at the end of the day, there's a lot of differential from house to house. On the inside, the first 3 themselves are just different. We've gone from solid hardwood floors throughout the house and black wrought iron amenities to solid tile throughout the house, painted cabinets to wood cabinets, so open vaulted ceilings to low 9-foot ceilings. So we're trying to stick period as close as we can to mid-century. So you're not going to see French doors. You'll see the old school sliding doors. For the tour house, for example, that old school sliding door is a 5-foot opening. So it's bringing in some of the modern aspects of having an open airspace, open feel to the house, 26-foot vaulted ceilings, things like that. So modern and mid-century kind of coming together as best we can.
So looking at where we've come in the last 10 years, where do you see building going in the next 10 years?
The technology continues to be to the buyer's benefit. If you're staying on top of it, it's a benefit to the builders as well. Automation is a key thing, home automation. But at the end of the day, if you're still not paying attention to the basic principles of construction, you're going to find yourself, with a lot of go-backs. In 10 years from now, I think it's still quality of construction, quality of materials, execution, effective execution. I think that those characteristics in a society that's just looking for speed, and everything we do is still taking the time to build a house correctly with qualified individuals and qualified materials is still going to be the key to longevity. If you're not doing that, it doesn't matter how cool the home automation is, it's just not going to last.
I appreciate that, and thank you for being willing to stick your neck out and say that, because at the end of the day, if we're not considering the fundamentals, the rest of it, the icing on the cake is not the icing on the cake.
That's correct.
So
that's right.
all right. Well, thank you.
My
Really
pleasure.
appreciate it. You've been such a great supporter of the tour. We always love seeing what you're doing. Thurman Homes has continued to evolve, as have we. So, Michael Thurman of Thurman Homes, we look forward to having the Baker Street project on this year's Modern Home Tour.
We are as excited as you are, and we can't wait.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in.
You bet.